Alright, you guys are lucky enough to be hearing my top 5 things that I love about 40K. Okay, we did a video earlier in the year, earlier last month, earlier at some point in history, chronologically, before this moment, about the things I disliked about 40K, about the problems I had with 40K. But the good thing is now I'm going to do a quick video about the things I really like about 40K. And I'm probably going to title things I love about 40K. So I love these things. So we're going to get right into what my top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 5 things that I love about 40K coming at you. Okay, so I'm going to give you a mostly positive twist on the things that I really enjoy about 40K. I'm going to try and not bring up the things I don't like, because I already have that video right up here. I already have that video made about stuff that I don't really care for. But I think there are a lot more things that I do care for, that I really enjoy, and I think are great, not only for 40K itself, but for miniature wargaming and all that good stuff, that I think GW has done a really good job with, and things that have kept me playing for the years I've been playing. And you know, people like Ted and people older than Ted have been playing for much longer. There's something that keeps bringing them back, and what is it? So I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to tell you the things I enjoy, and I'm going to get to that list right now. So, number 5. I really enjoy how almost everything in the game is playable. Okay, almost everything from every army, and obviously there are outliers. There are things that are better than other things, but you can put everything on the table, and it seems like you can have an effect with it. That doesn't mean you're going to win every time. It doesn't mean you're going to always have that unit perform the way you want it to perform, but almost everything is worth bringing. Even the Lehman Russ in its current form has a place in the game, whether that be a las cannon magnet or something else. It's definitely not going to fit the role of killing anything, but that doesn't mean it's totally untakeable. Toughness 8 is, at least on paper, hard to deal with. 12 wounds and a 3-up armor save is supposed to be hard to get rid of. I haven't noticed that, but I really do like that you can put them on the table and at least have them get shot at, and they can't die to a single shot. We can say that now. Although that wasn't a problem with 7th, there was some of those problems have persisted. But anyway, for my number 5, I like how everything has a place and everything seems to be playable for the most part. And like I said, that doesn't mean it's playable in a competitive meta necessarily, but you can pretty much put everything on the board in your Codex/index and have it do something for you. And one more point on that, I want to say that a lot of games that I've played, somebody would mention a unit and what it does, and I'm taken aback for a second. Like, does what? Really? So it seems like everything has pretty decent abilities. So number 5, everything is mostly everything is playable. Okay, number 4. Okay, the core rules of the game have been trimmed down. Okay, they've been trimmed to a level that is comprehensible for people that are just getting into it. They're very clearly delineated. They went to great lengths to put them on 8 pages. I think it has hurt them a little bit that they've trimmed them down so much, but I do like that you can get the starter box, and it comes with a little cardboard kind of flippy-do like this. Obviously this isn't cardboard. But it comes with a little booklet of the rules, and you can play an entire game right out of that. And kind of to dovetail with this, I like that a lot of the special rules and stuff have been attached to the data slates. So similar to Age of Sigmar, a lot of the depth comes from the units that you bring. So everything shoots in a given way, but on the same hand, everything moves according to the data slate. So the core rules interact with the data slates in a really cool way, and I think that's where the additional depth is going to come from. And then I still personally think there's going to be supplements and different things as we go along. I feel like we're going to get a vehicle supplement to bring back firing arcs. You know what I'm saying? A flyer supplement like Death from the Skies. I think they're gonna revamp that in a way to make flyers have a little bit more tactical depth. And I think that these are things we're going to see as we go on. But that's what's great about having the core rules so slim and trimmed down, that you can keep the base game for guys that just want to play that way, without ever adding extra layers of complexity, you can keep it the same for them. And then if you want to do different things for matched play or narrative play, you can add these rules here on top of the core rules. They're already simple, or as simple as probably they can be, and you can continue to add to that, or you can leave them the same. That's what I really enjoy about the rules being trimmed down. So that's my number 4. It's easy to play, easy to pick up, and it's, more importantly, as a store owner, it's easier to teach. That's something that was overlooked a lot in 7th edition. So that's my number 4. All right, number 3. Okay, this could have been 1 or 2, really. The way 8th edition has shaken up, I really love the detachments. Okay, so I love that there are I'm going to say the 6 base detachments, so brigade, battalion, patrol, and then we're going to say spearhead, outrider, and vanguard detachment. Those to me are the 6 core detachments of the game. The other, there's 14 or 12 altogether, so the other ones are the Supreme Command, the Super Heavy. Those are the ones that really muck the game up, okay? But the 6 core detachments are really what allows you, as a player, to build an army that you want to play, okay? So Joel always comes to mind here. He's always the guy that really, from the time he started playing in 7th edition, he said, I like tanks, and I want to play tanks, and that's what I want to do. And now, in 8th edition, you're allowed to play tanks. And if you want, that doesn't mean you're going to win. That doesn't mean that it's the best way to do it. It doesn't mean it's optimized, but you can do it because you want to, and that's the most important thing. Okay, now, conversely, or inversely, whatever it may be, vocabulary. So the counterpoint to that is you have things like the Supreme Command detachment that gives us spammable Tau commanders. Gives us spammable, what are those guys called? The 30-point psychers, the Malefic Lords. Okay, so you can spam those guys. And it allows you to bring a super heavy, so you can bring Magnus and a bunch of Malefic Lords. You can bring Mortarion and a bunch of Malefic Lords. So you can play what you want to play, which is great, which I love. But these other detachments, the 3 flyer detachment, the 3 Lord of War detachment, those kind of things I think have hurt, I shouldn't say they've hurt the game, but they've hurt the perception of the game. It allows for spamming that you or otherwise wouldn't normally see, I don't think. That's probably incorrect. You're going to see, people are going to find a way to spam the units they want to spam. But I really love how the detachments have allowed you to take what you want to take. I really wish they would have left the combined arms attachment in there, so that was 1 to 2 HQs and 2 to 6 troops. This is 6 now, I guess. 2 to 6 troops, rather than the battalion where you have to take, I believe, 2 to 3 HQs and you have to take at least 3 troops. I would have liked to see the slimmed down CAD like we used to have. But anyway, I love the detachments as they are. So what I love most about them is the flexibility. So if you want to run an all tank list, you can run an all tank list. At least as guard. I think Space Marines, I don't know if they have an HQ tank, but you get what I'm saying. For the most part, you get to build how you want to build, and that was one of the big selling points when they did their online. It wasn't an FAQ, it was like a live question and answer session with GW, which was awesome, which was really cool. But that was one of the big things they talked about, that the detachments are going to allow you to play how you want to play. And I think that, on the whole, I think that that's really been good. There's probably going to be some kind of restrictions in chapter approved, or the ITC is going to come out and restrict certain detachments, and I think in competitive play they should be. Maybe somehow, some way, but that remains to be seen. We'll see as time goes on. So number 3 for me was the detachments. I really enjoy how those have kind of spiced up list building away from the formations where you're just told to take this, this, and this, and you get said benefits, and then you're OP because you're bringing those units. So now it's you have to find the best units, and unfortunately it leads to a little bit of spam, but I really like them. Number 2. Okay, so number 2 for me is the Codex release schedule, and I'm not just saying that because Guard are coming out very, very soon. Okay, I really love that each army is getting love in succession, and it seems to be pretty quick. So let's see, we've got Space Marines Chaos, Death Guard, Grey Knights, AdMech, and Guard coming out all within the first 6 months of the game coming out, right? It's September, carry the 1. Okay, yeah, so 8th edition is just a few months old, and we already got 6 codices out, and we've got a lot of content rolling out, and they've already said there's going to be 10 out before Christmas this year, 2017, which is really cool. it beats the alternative that we had before. When I started playing in November of 2014, Guard had just gotten a Codex the previous April. So I've been waiting from the time I started playing in November until now, September of 2017. So it's almost 3 full years with the same Codex. And I know if this video gets big, we're gonna have Sisters of Battle talk down here, and I understand. But hopefully that they're part of the whole shakeup of getting new content for each army in due turn. So the next 2 codices are going to be Eldar and Tyranids in one order or another. I'm not sure which one's going to be first because I thought Guard was last, but Guard is number 6. That's 6. So I'm really excited about the Guard Codex, but I'm more excited that each army is getting its time in the sun. Obviously, armies like Death Guard and Space Marines are going to get the most love, and Death Guard only because they're new, not because they're Death Guard per se, but they're the chaos flavor of the week, or flavor of the year. It was Khorne for a long time. Now it was Tzeentch for a little while, and now it's Nurgle. So Slaanesh is coming maybe. But anyway, I love the Codex release. I love that each army is getting its time in the sun, and hopefully they introduce a little more new models with the new Codex releases. AdMech didn't get any. I don't think Guard are going to get any, but at any rate, I like that they're getting new rules. So that's my number 2. I like how the Codex release schedule is unfolding, and everybody's getting their chance in the sun. All right, so can I get a drum roll, please? Okay, no drum roll. So my number 1 thing that I love about 40K, and this is the one that's not exclusive to 8th edition, and it's the models. The models are what brought me in. The models are what keep me playing and keeps me excited about the hobby. Not just models for my own army or armies, my Sigmar army as well. I love how these models just keep coming out, and they're getting better and better and better and better. I really, really appreciate that, and I love that part of the hobby. So to me, when a Mortarion comes out, it doesn't do me any good. It makes my life harder because Mortarion's gonna be harder to kill. It, there's a lot of things to me on the tabletop that aren't good. Mortal wounds, all this good stuff, or not good, really not good. But I love it for the hobby. I love that it gets people excited. People that didn't care about Death Guard before are now excited and they want to play Death Guard. I think it's a really, really cool aspect of our hobby that's different maybe than other hobbies where, for video games, for instance, okay, so the new game comes out, but it's not residual. I don't know if that's the right word, but it doesn't stack and compound on itself. So when Mortarion comes out, that's good for 40K, and maybe not Sigmar, but it's good for 40K for the next 10, 15 years until they redo that kit. I mean, maybe it'll be sooner than that, who knows. But the point is, it's a real shot in the arm for the hobby. When Magnus came out, it was insane. Nobody had seen a Primarch model like that before, and now we have 2, and pretty soon we're gonna have our 3rd Chaos Primarch, from what I hear in the works, the Lion for the Dark Angels. So that'll be good. Castle will have their 3 Primarchs, and the Imperium will only have their 1. But he is Robot Girly Man, so we'll see. But for me, it's also not just the models. It's also the setting, and by the setting, I don't necessarily mean the fluff. I think the fluff can teeter on being boring. And that's just from a layman. I know they got these guys that do these in-depth novels, and it's a very immersive universe, but just the base, Horus went bad and the Emperor didn't like it, so he killed him, and now everybody's rebelled and all this. It's kind of cliche and it can be boring. But the setting, the individual narratives of the army versus army on the table, right? So you have the Eldar and their background fluff pitted against orcs, you know what I'm saying? So bloodthirsty orcs they just want to kill, and then Eldar are trying to preserve their race, and all these things. A regular guardsman has his pea shooter and is going against these monstrous bugs from another galaxy. It's just, that's what grips me. The way it plays out with the miniatures on the table. So you get to see this Exocrine or a Toxocrine or a Flying Hive Tyrant doing combat with little miniature guardsmen, and it's a very aesthetic hobby, as you guys know, and it's also an immersive one. So the terrain is part of the game. There used to be smoke and all that when your vehicles would be destroyed but not explode and whatnot. But it's very immersive, and it's very aesthetic, very much about the aesthetics. So for me, it's the models, and it's the individual narrative and the setting itself within the overarching narrative that keeps me coming back, that I really enjoy. So all right, guys, I hope that was a positive review. I try to stay positive. There are obviously things that I don't like, and you guys know that based on the videos I've done, based on talking to me and hearing me talk. But these are the 5 things that I really enjoy about 40K, and really a lot of that can apply to Age of Sigmar as well. It's just miniature wargaming for me is a very immersive hobby. Like I said, for my number 1, it brings you in, it keeps you coming back, and you know, I guess an honorable mention, or maybe a 1B, would be the community that comes along. So the community that we've been able to build here at Acropolis has been large in part to the other people's love of miniature games, and newfound love they didn't know they had. So, all right, guys, so those are my top 5 things that I love about 40K, and like I said, could be miniature gaming as a whole, but those are the things I really enjoy about what's going on right now, and I hope it keeps rolling. If you guys like the video, make sure you give it one of these. That's a thumbs up, unless you're in Australia, then it would appear like this. But yeah, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Engage in the comments below. That's huge for us. And just, let us know what you think. Let me know what you think about my top 5, both likes and dislikes. So we look forward to hearing from you guys, and we will see you with more videos.